More into the financial part, like you were talking about, we have the Algorand Foundation. Is Rodrigo here? Can you make it in? I'll make it over to today. He's from the foundation. And the foundation will launch some auctions. Actually, we're going to be doing that this month. And as soon as you hear us launch, make sure you, if you're interested, you make sure you register, get your wallet all set up, because all that stuff takes about a week to do. And so the announcement will be at least a couple weeks ahead for the auction. Because you have to do all the certification and all the verification, right, of your credentials and things like that. So token bids are stored on the chain, and then auction winners are recorded on the chain. And to see what we have in works, there is the actual foundation, and I would go out to this Token Dynamics site, and you can read more about our distributions. And this one right here, as a matter of fact, go back out to the deck here, is basically this. And the bottom piece there, end user grants, over 250 million algos. That'll be primarily to the software developer community. All right, so that will get you started and use of those grants. So we don't have the details on it yet, but that's the site to keep in touch with, is the Token Dynamics one. Now, if you do have these algos and you do have a node, you will make money in the way of what's referred to as rewards. You can think about it as interest or something like that, but I'm not supposed to say that word. So it's rewards, right? Is the thing that you'd end up getting. So there is definitely incentive for developers to get on board, and we will see. I know we're having like a developer competition we're going to come up with, so you can win some as well. So there'll be a lot of things coming out there to enable the developer community. So let's get into our testnet. Any questions so far? Yeah.
I was wondering, there was some criticism on the proof-of-stake system that Mikali invented, in that it does not incentivize people to basically process blocks, and I don't sort of 100% understand what they mean by that, but as I understood, there's two different types of nodes that you can install, one that is processing information, and the other one that's when you are
a relay.
Yeah, you're like proposing blocks, I think. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a bit about that, like how, like what they mean with that lack of incentive?
Yeah, I don't know if the lack of incentive there is because we don't have miners, and so there's no miners making money. So I don't know if that's part of the incentive logic there that maybe you heard. But certainly there will be incentive for developers, on the network itself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're creating solutions. You have nodes. You've got algos out there. You'll be getting rewards. So I'm not quite sure where that comment's coming from.
All right.
Yeah.
The developers know?
Are the developers know?
Because they might be subject to influence.
Right. Yeah. So if they are known, it doesn't really matter that they're known, because of the way that the tokens are selected. It's all completely random. So it's
The creation of new tokens, is that also up to the developers?
Not quite sure. To generation of new tokens, is that up to developers? Is that what your question is?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean by that?
Well, I assume that compared to normal Bitcoin, there will be there's not a limit to the amount of algos that will be.
Oh, there is. There will be.
There will be?
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Absolutely.
And then second question,
Okay.
the chance of being selected as part of the committee is random. But is it possible to create many bogus accounts just to increase the risk of a company? Can they create many accounts just to increase the risk of being part of the committee and therefore get some power? Or?
Well, I think you're always going to have some bad actors in any kind of scenario, right, that you evolve with, and the whole premise here is that will be a minority, whatever that is, maybe 10%, 20%, but it's not going to control the final verdict, because you are going to get a statistically proven model that you have the majority as not bad actors in the system, because it's not in their interest.
There's no cost to creating a new account or a new.
Right, in a new node you can spin one up immediately, and I'll show you how to do that too.
But that means the amount of accounts you can create if you have a lot of computing power.
Yeah, you can do it. You can create as many as you want. So you're saying, so the more you create, you're saying you can have bogus ones in there just to try to get the voting power. It's really it's the tokens, not necessarily the account. So it's who's ever got tokens or money invested, those are going to be where the votes are coming from. And we've got a lot of like universities on board, you know, in the foundation to go ahead and, you know, kind of be part of that initial outlay too. So it's going to be as distributed as we can, you know, coming out. Yeah, another question there.
With the auctions that they're doing, are they adjusting the amount of tokens that they release on the amount of accounts that are being created to buy tokens, and therefore they can basically like push up the price because they'll release less tokens if there is less people registering?
Yeah, I haven't even working internally yet. I haven't seen exactly how this thing's going to be rolled out in terms of the number of tokens that are going to be in the first auction. So I do not know, and I know the way it works. It's a Dutch auction, so the prices will reduce over the course of the auction. So they'll start at a high point and come down. I think generally it's hoped that they start out at a low price, you know, because then, you know, the only way it can go is up, and everybody will benefit from that. So not quite sure how that's actually going to be rolled out, but stay tuned. There should be some answers very soon on that.
And is Algorand able to sell their share of tokens on the market in the first year or the first 2 years? Because if they are able to do that, they can really push down the price when it's actually getting on exchanges.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Algorand's going to be able to purchase their own or not. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of the foundation stuff is not in my wheelhouse, that's for sure. I'm a developer, not a cryptographer, and definitely not on the funding side. So a lot of those, I think you'll get answers very shortly though.
Good to add is if you invest in the auction, up to 1 year, 90% is a refund guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So for all people worrying about the price coming down.
So Google has a 90%
yes,
guarantee?
It starts at $5, and if it goes down within the first year below whatever you want, there's a 90% refund charge.
So there may be something similar then in the works here.
Yeah, so I think it's one of the best projects to invest in.
Yeah, that's a good solution to that. Yeah, for sure. All right, continuing on here, the Algorand testnet. So it's live, and we had quite a few nodes out there as well, and worldwide distribution. You can see all the spots here across the globe. So we've got some good testing out. I'm going to show you this a little bit later on. This is the testnet, Algo Explorer. And so you can search by block or address, and you can actually go through the transactions, as you can see. So install your node, man. When you leave here today, just go out to developer.algorand.com. There is a great getting started doc on introduction to installing a node. And honestly, it should take you about 5 or 10 minutes to do. And you'll have yourself a node running on your machine. So I have one running on my Mac, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. All right, so the process architecture. Let's talk about what's going on underneath the covers here. So first of all, wallets do not hold coins. So what do they hold? They hold private keys. All right, that's what wallets are all about. And there are actually two main keys for an account that participates: spending and a BRF key, or participation key. So the spending key essentially defines the account, and the participation key is used for committee selection and seed generation.